We continue our investigation tonight into a residential care facility in Redmond. We're told a stop work order has been placed on Juniper Canyon Living. Matthew Draxton reports it means no new patients could be admitted.
When they passed away, especially under circumstances that were suspicious or neglectful before they passed, it's really disheartening to see stuff like that go on.
Nick Scott worked at Juniper Canyon Living for about 2 years before being terminated in December 2023. The facility is being investigated by Redmond Police and a state agency. News Channel 21 has now obtained documents showing this week the Oregon Department of Human Services placed Juniper Canyon Living on a 90-day stop work order. It means the facility can no longer accept new residents on Medicaid, and the state agency will not provide any funding until the order is rescinded or the 90 days has passed. Normally, it receives $14,000 a month for each of these patients. This is not the first time ODHS has placed the facility on a stop work order.
When the state had put them down, they're not allowed to bring new people. They would still bring in new people, but then they would put in the intake date for after the state's they're allowed to bring in new people, because they're trying to bring in, because there's a point where we had hardly any residents.
Jeremiah left his job at Juniper Canyon Living 2 years ago after reporting what he felt were abuses and not seeing any consequences. According to ODHS, licensed facilities are investigated frequently and given an opportunity to become compliant.
We have to, fix everything in like 24 to 48 hours before they show up to do like an inspection, and then we have sort of an entire staff meeting afterwards.
The letter sent by ODHS also confirms Adult Protective Services has numerous active investigations into abuse allegations at the facility.
I walked in on one of them forcibly putting a resident into the bathroom when I'm like, you can't do that. If he doesn't want to go, give him 10 minutes, try again later. But they don't do that. He's yelling and screaming, saying, don't do that, I don't want to do that. And they're still doing it. I ran into another one of them, forcibly putting meds into their mouths and making them swallow. That's another thing they're not allowed to do. If they don't want to take their meds, you make a report and then you move on. But she was like, no, he's going to take his meds whether he likes it or not.
Since the start of our investigation this week, we know of 6 people no longer working at JCL. 4 say they resigned and 2 tell us they were fired. This is in addition to 6 staff members who walked out last week. Current employees tell us if staff members bring up concerns or talk to the media, their employment will be terminated. In a letter sent to a former employee who was let go Thursday, Juniper Canyon Living claims to be reducing expenses and restructuring.
And no matter what we do, especially if you're lower down like a caregiver, there's nothing you can do, to the point of people being terminated for advocating for residents' rights, and they still don't have rights.
They claimed due to his safety that his wheelchair needed to be removed. They had locked it in a janitor's closet, in return caused this person to urinate on themselves. When this was discussed with the director of nursing, I was told to keep my mouth shut if I liked my job.
A search of the business on employee review website Indeed turned up posts from several unhappy former employees. Of the 9 reviews, 8 gave 1 star. Current employees provided evidence that administration is now encouraging staff to leave positive reviews on Google in exchange for a Dutch Bros coffee card.
Yelp and make it look like the place is really nice and they want their family to be there, but it's really not. They're just trying to get more people in.
A current employee tells us the facility currently houses 53 people. We reached out to administration for a comment on the investigation and allegations, but we're told he is unable to comment on active investigations and internal HR policies. This is an ongoing investigation and we'll have updates soon. Matthew Draxton, News Channel 21.